Hi, second grade. So I'm going to go over some of the science papers that we're going to do on plants. So I put one or two videos, I don't remember right now, of some videos of parts of seeds. And you should have done a worksheet that looked like this. Okay, just to give you a head start on knowing the parts of the seed and what they were. And it kind of gave you a description on that page. So now we're going to do two pages that go together. One looks like this, and then the other one looks like this. Okay, so we're going to do this side first, and you're going to need your measuring tape or ruler and the seeds that I sent home with you. All right, now you're going to have to do this in probably two parts. So at some point you'll probably have to pause my video and do part of it and then come back to it later. So number one wants you to observe, and it says to use a hand lens to observe the outside of your dry seed and describe what you see. You don't need a hand lens, okay? So you're gonna grab seeds. I sent home quite a few extras with you and two different kinds of beans, so I don't care which one you use. If you wanna do one of the white and one of the purple and compare, you can do that also. I'm gonna show you with the white one. So you can tell me the size, the shape, the color, anything that you could tell by looking at it, okay? When you're done with that, you're gonna go to number two, and that is measure. So that's when you're gonna need your measuring tape. And it first wants you to tell, are you gonna use inches or centimeters? So this kind of goes with what we have been doing in math. So would you use a big inch or more of the little tiny centimeters? Okay, centimeters are probably gonna be better since these are pretty tiny beans. And you're going to take two measurements, but you can only do one right now. So you're going to do the dry seed measurement. So you're going to take your seed, you're going to lay it down, you're going to make sure you start at the 0 and then go, and you can do whatever it's closest to. So mine is pretty much exactly 2 inches, or I'm sorry, 2 centimeters. So you are going to mark that on your paper where it says dry seed measurement. Okay, then once you've done that, you're going to go to step 3, and it says predict. Draw what you think you will see on the inside of the seed. Now, if you already watched the video, you might have a clue. Try to add some color because that'll make it easier to tell the different parts of the seed. If you want to have some arrows and labels, you could do that for your picture too. Okay, now this is the part where you might have to take a break. So you're going to take your seeds. I would probably do at least 3 because sometimes they aren't as easy to open. But you're going to put all of them into just a little cup, fill it with some water, and you're going to wait a few hours so they can soften up. Because right now, if you try to open these, they're not going to open unless you use a hammer, and then it's going to ruin it. So you want to put those into some water, just like that, fill it up with water. All right, and then you're just going to put these somewhere to sit and soak. So mine have been soaking since this morning for a few hours. So mine are good to go. So I'm going to pull out one of my seeds, and I'm going to show you how to do the other steps, but you'll have to wait until yours are nice and soft to do this. So number 4 says check. Open your wet seed, observe it with your hand lens. Again, you can just use your eyes and draw what you see. Now, on mine, I know it's kind of hard to see, but mine has already started to open up because it was soaking for so long. If I look at one of my other seeds, it's not doing that. I would still be able to open it. Oop, it's just not as easy. So you're going to find an easy spot and just kind of put your fingernail in and slowly and carefully open it up. So now it looks like that. Okay. And again, you're going to draw what you see. If you need to add some color or labels, you can do that if you want to. Now, this is where you're going to use your second worksheet right here, okay? If you have tape at home, that would be great. If not, you might just have to stick them in a baggie or something. But it wants you to glue each seed part in the correct box. So carefully, and you don't need all of it, so if some of it rips off, that's okay. Carefully, you're going to rip off some of the seed coat, so that would be the outside part. And I am just going to take that on my paper. I'm going to glue it on there, or tape it on there. Glue probably won't work very well. Okay, then it wants the embryo. Now, if you're not very careful opening your seed, you might need to do another seed. That's why I said you might want to soak more than one. So the embryo is that tiny little piece that looks like it's going to grow into a plant. okay? Now, it's kind of like a loose tooth, so if you pull it really carefully, okay, this is, try to show you on my hand, that's all that's going to come out. That's that little embryo. That's what's going to grow into another plant. So if these were lima beans, it would grow into a lima bean plant, okay? So again, you're going to take that little embryo, lay it on the middle box, and try to tape it on there, okay? And then the last part is the cotyledon, and that is all this extra stuff. All of this is going to be food for that tiny embryo until it grows the leaves and the stem and all the roots that it needs to give it nutrients and food to keep growing. So again, if part of it broke off, that's fine. You just need part of it, and you're going to tape that into the third box. And then down below, you're just going to label the seed like you did on your other worksheet. So if you already have that one done, you can use that to help you, okay? Again, if part of your seed doesn't open, or you just want to see the difference, I know you guys had purple and white, so you could open a purple, make sure it looks the same in there, make sure it has all the parts. Now let's say I'm opening this seed, and let's say I just crack it all. It falls into pieces. You've got more seeds that you can do this with. If you have other seeds or bean plants at your house that are hard, you could try it with that also, okay? And then when you're finally done, you're going to go back to number 6, and it says compare your prediction with what you actually observed in your seed. Tell what was the same and what was different. So you're going to tell me, what did you think it was going to look like? Did it look the same? Was there something extra you didn't think was in there? Anything that you want to tell me to compare your seed when it was dry and then when it was wet and when you opened it, okay? And this just kind of gives you some information when you are planting a seed, what seeds need to grow, okay? If they don't get any rain or moisture, they're going to stay hard, and that little embryo is not going to be able to come out and grow. So just like we put ours in water, that's why when they're in the soil, they need water to soften up so that embryo can come out, okay? So go ahead and you can do your little experiment. Can't wait to see how it all goes. Have fun.